Hello, and welcome back to the Star Wars Youniverse podcast. I'm your host, James, and this episode I was meant to be having a look at what I thought and you thought of Star Wars Visions, The Ninth Jedi. But I haven't finished it. So, thankfully, D23 happened, and we have some stuff to talk about. First off the bat, for anyone who is interested in contributing to the Ninth Jedi recording, hit me up on the socials. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I am on TikTok, or I'm also on email, starwarsupod@gmail.com. I'll leave all the links in the show description. Feel free to get in contact. So, D23. Now, anyone who's not familiar with what D23 is, it is the Disney Expo for investors and things like that, and also content creators. So it's a little bit like a mini convention. They will highlight what they've got coming up. They will often, instead of releasing stuff at San Diego, they will sometimes hold stuff back for D23 to get more viewers. They had an entire Marvel section, they had an entire Kingdom Hearts announcement, various costumes on display, props, etc., across all of their intellectual properties. Focusing on the Star Wars, because that's what I do, we've got some dates. We'll go chronologically. We have 2nd of September, not that far away. Get it in your diary. Mandalorian and Grogu hits Disney Plus. Really, really excited about that. I really want to sit down and rewatch that film. Now I can do that from the comfort of my own home. So very, very happy about that. Also on the same day, Lego The Mandalorian is coming out. Now this looks like a rework of The Mandalorian seasons at least 1 and 2, judging by the trailer, possibly even season 3, but in Lego form. And that's just brilliant. I love the Lego Star Wars stuff, the Christmas special, the other one that came out, Rebuilding the Galaxy, that's the one, 1 and 2. Really, really good fun. So I'm really looking forward to that on the 2nd of September this year. Moving into the early part of next year, we have Ahsoka coming out on the 20th of January 2027. So I don't know if they're going to do 1 or 2 episode drop that day. Hopefully we have a bit more information a little bit nearer the time. But if we do, I'll keep you updated and let you know. And then the final date for the diary is 28th of May 2027. Starfighter hits theatres. I still don't really know what to think about this film. And speaking of Starfighter, I'm just going to jump straight in to the teaser trailer, which I have seen via non-official sources, but date of recording, etc., looks like it is what was shown at D23, and it's a teaser in the truest sense of the word. There's not much to really pull apart from it. We just get some stuff. I don't really know what else to say. A lot of the stuff that is in there has already been announced or information shared. The name drop of Kade for Ryan Gosling's character. Very, very cool. Anyone who is interested in Legends will recognize the name Kade from the Star Wars Legacy comic run. Was it Legacy? I think it was. Might be Legends. Can't remember. Anyway, the name Kade has significance in the Star Wars Legends universe. One thing I did notice, though, in the teaser trailer is it's on the back of Ryan Gosling's Kade's jacket. There is the rebellion symbol, but it's upside down and with 2 crossed lines underneath it, making it very much look like a skull and crossbones. So what does that mean? This is set 5 years after the return of Skywalker? Rise of Skywalker. Goodness me, my brain is not working today. Episode 9. And that just doesn't really make a lot of sense at the moment. Could it be he's part of a group like Saw Gerrera, so it's a little bit too extreme for the main rebellion from back in the day at this point in the timeline? We don't know. We just don't know. So drop a comment, get in contact. Let me know what your thoughts are for Starfighter. I don't have any more to say about it. We just don't know. Hopefully, Disney will release the trailer properly so I can actually watch it in 4K. But until then, we don't know. So moving on to the main part of this review wrap up of D23 so far, because I think it is going on a weekend, which will be interesting. So I don't know if anything else is going to come out. We'll see. Ahsoka Season 2. The trailer dropped, and my goodness, for a 1 minute 35-second trailer, they jam pack a lot into this. I am going to go through just the stuff that I picked up. This is not going to be scene by scene, frame by frame, none of that. There are brilliant podcasts out there who do that and would do that much better than I would. So we start off, I am just going to walk you through the teaser trailer. It's on YouTube at this point in time. Go and find it, go and watch it, get hyped basically. So it starts, loads and loads of Clone Wars flashbacks. We get Ahsoka and Anakin fighting a rogue Jedi. Doesn't seem to be a Sith, doesn't have a red lightsaber, but what his lightsaber does do is it kind of splits and keeps the beam in the middle. So it's, I don't even know what to call that. It's a cool visual aesthetic, but I don't know what it means. It's young Ahsoka, so it's Clone Wars, so it's clearly a flashback. It's Anakin in his Clone Wars gear, clearly a flashback. Really, really looking forward to this. The entire trailer is sort of interjected with Ahsoka and Anakin talking. Anakin is a Force ghost, and they are clearly reminiscing. Anakin is clearly trying to imbue some additional lessons into Ahsoka from her time as his Padawan. So we jump to Thrawn announcing his return to the galaxy and declaring war on the Rebel Alliance. I love this little detail that he is still calling it the Rebel Alliance, because of course he is. It was the Rebel Alliance when he left, and he doesn't recognize them as an authority. So really, really cool, really, really clever little details. We see TIE bombers dropping what seem to be escape pods onto Rebel crafts, which then burn through into the ships. Really, really cool visual. And it drops Dathomiri soldiers with the bow and arrow, energy bow and arrow, that Omega picks up in the Bad Batch. I don't think we've seen that in any other canon live action. I think we've definitely seen it in the Jedi games. We've definitely seen it obviously in Bad Batch. We may have seen it in Clone Wars. In fact, we almost certainly have seen it in Clone Wars because Grievous took out a lot of people on Dathomir. But this is the first time seeing it in live action, and it looks cool. We have a brief glimpse of what appears to be maybe a Dathomiri person dying, burning out green. That, again, very, very cool visual. So we see Hera looking on at the Chimera with the Eye of Zion around it, and two other Star Destroyers dropping out of hyperspace on a tactical display. Again, really, really cool. Just looking very worried. We cut to Ahsoka and Sabine on Peridea. Ahsoka has a vision of the war and is discussing it very briefly with Sabine. It then cuts again. There's lots of cuts in this, so it's a teaser trailer, so there's lots of little bits. But they're working together to open a temple, which is very reminiscent of Ezra and Kanan on Lothal in the beginning of Rebels, where they go and open the Jedi Temple, and they do it again. Malachor 5, Maul and Ezra open the Sith Temple together. So there's lots of precedent for this in Star Wars. I really, really enjoy the kind of, I often refer to it as the Fallen Order, Jedi Survive, the Jedi Games puzzle element, which season 1 of Ahsoka, I wanted more but I was very happy with what I saw. We see what could potentially be a reunion between Baylan and Shin, but that may also be clever editing. We hear Shin call out Master, or it sounds like Shin calling out Master. That may just be a echo in Baylan's head. We know he's looking into the Mortis Gods, so there may be a vision and they've just cleverly edited it together to make it look like they are coming together again. We see Ahsoka unlocking a puzzle, again, very akin to the Jedi games, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how this shakes out. And I really would quite like to see a live action Ahsoka series where kind of set before this time period, and she is just going around collecting Jedi artifacts. That would be awesome. Maybe with Cal Kestis in tow periodically. So we see Chopper wandering through a base carrying what looks to be a box of ammo. Now that droid is on his way to mischief. I did originally write down different word in my notes, but mischief is probably a safer word for it. He's on his way to do some damage. So good to see him. I love Chopper. Everyone knows this by now. I absolutely adore Chopper. We see Ezra and Zeb reunite, which is just fantastic. Big hug between the two, and really, really cool. Cut to Ezra in a cockpit. It looks to be like some sort of A-wing, but again, clever editing might throw me off there. We'll have to just wait and see. But we then cut to him, Ezra, possibly on Dathomir. That would be cool if we get to actually land on Dathomir and actually see some of the planet in live action. Again, we've seen lots of it through various other medias, but seeing it in live action is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. We have Anakin again as a Force ghost walking around Ahsoka, calling on her to make a decision whether she wants to be a Jedi or not. She obviously very famously walked away from the Jedi at the end of season 5 of the Clone Wars, and very famously quotes, "She is no Jedi," in Rebels, end of season 2, Twilight of the Apprentice. Fantastic. Some of the best Star Wars you'll ever watch is that two-parter. Twilight of the Apprentice, the end 2 episodes of season 2 of Rebels. We see Ahsoka and Sabine surrounded by creatures. That is a blink and you'll miss it couple of frames. I had to scroll back a couple of times to figure out what was surrounding them. Ahsoka's got her white lightsaber lit. We don't see much else. It could be the bandits that are led by Shin. We just don't know. We then, this was my hands to the head, oh my god moment of the trailer. We then cut to Enoch, the gold-faced stormtrooper, second in command to Thrawn, it would appear, who is wielding the Blade of Talzin. So what on earth has happened to get there? That's going to be very, very interesting. And then we cut again and he's fighting Ezra, using the Blade of Talzin. Ezra has his lightsaber. What is happening? What is going on? And there is often a part of this whole process where they only will ever show stuff from the first 4 episodes. If that is the case and this follows that trend, what is the second half going to be like of this series? It's going to, I know Filoni has come out and said it's just going to be an all-out war. The second half of this series is going to be absolutely insane if this is what we're seeing, and it is just from the first half. Going to be incredible. We see Shin fighting Huyang, who has 4 yellow lightsabers. Yes, please. Give me more yellow lightsabers on screen. I was very, very excited when I saw Rey ignite hers at the end of episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. I got the name right this time. Yep. Cut to Sabine flamethrowing a robot. Yes, I'm fairly sure this is a droid. This is some sort of droid or some sort of robotic entity. Probably going to be something similar to the Zepho Guardians from, again, the Jedi games. We will see what that's all about. We cut to a space scene that may be over Dathomir, it may be over somewhere else, but the New Republic fleet is absolutely decimated, and you can see Star Destroyers in the background. Again, I did have to slow this down and frame by frame it just to figure out what was going on. You see a couple of ships flying around, and then followed by the Ghost. You just have absolute devastation on display on that image. It looks incredible. Again, the visual aesthetics of it are absolutely stunning. We then have the Ghost flying straight at the Chimera, locked into the Eye of Zion. So I can't imagine that's going to go well for the Ghost, but hopefully it comes out of it all okay. We cut to Sabine and Ahsoka having a full-on lightsaber battle, both of them with their lightsabers ignited. Obviously Ahsoka's white lightsabers and Sabine's green lightsabers against these robots. I'm going to refer to them as guardians of the tomb that they're in, or what tomb, the structure, temple, whatever it is. That's kind of the second to last shot of the trailer. We then cut to the title card, Ahsoka Season 2, but it's set over Dathomir, and the aesthetic of it is gorgeous. If you've seen the YouTube video card that I use for this episode, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning. That's the trailer in a nutshell. I watched it 4 or 5 times, and I just can't wait for this series to arrive. But that is going to do it for this episode. Let me know your thoughts on The Ninth Jedi. Let me know your thoughts on the announcements from D23. And hit subscribe or follow, leave a review or a comment, whatever you can. It really helps us out. But let me know what you're looking forward to. We got 3 new pieces of media hitting in the next 9 months that we know of. That's cool. We've got Lego Mandalorian, then Ahsoka Season 2, and then Starfighter. Let's go. But until then, that's me done. So, don't forget, may the Force be with you. Always.